You know. I love getting my stream set up. It's my favorite thing to do. The stream. It's the stream, everyone. Oh my god. The stream. Ah, whoa. I love chemicals. Yeah. Well, I think it's safe to say that everyone here loves chemicals. Ugh. What is up? What is up, everyone? Hello. How are you doing? Whoa, 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 whoa. People are showing up. That's crazy. I'm not gonna I'm not gonna dilly-dally for too long here, but yeah, we're drawing the chemicars, you know, the vehicles made of chemicals. I'm so sorry that you'll be working at some point. I won't be working today, and that's why I am able to do the stream. uh so so for those of you who are not here for the last one, this is the card background, whatever you want to call it, like the base layer that we did last time. And I've been looking at it. I do this thing where, like, when I make a piece of art, I stare at it for like a really long time, and I try and like pick out things that I like and dislike about it. um, and long story short, I did do some mining off camera, right? And I changed a few things about the card border and the card like background itself, like basically everything about this sprite. Not everything, but a good chunk of stuff. Um, the first thing I didn't care for is these blue light lamp things. I thought, I don't know, I didn't like the asymmetrical nature of them in this case, and I thought they did a little bit too much bulging. Also, I thought that like the the lights in general, like this reference to original Uno wasn't that clear, like with the four original colors here. I kind of wanted to just unify them into one sequence of lights instead of having them be different across the card, especially since yellow seems so important up here, so I changed that. Another thing that I did is and I'll show you this in a bit. I'll show you the edits that I made. Another thing that I did is I needed some goop. Chemicards is famous for its goop, so I added some goop storage tanks up here. Um and uh, I sort of wanted to tie that into the name bar up here. I wanted to make the cards feel like they were more personal to the characters, I guess. So these tanks, I'm going to have two tanks on either side. And what they will do is they'll be the two primary colors of the color scheme of each character. So example, like last time we made Arma, so it would be red and orange. Like there'd be red on one side and orange on the other side. They would both be going into these here, and then it would be like, oh, personalized color. And another thing, like the final thing that I knew I needed to do something else with is the background here. I've used this jank shading before, but someone pointed out that when it's in gray like this last stream, it kind of looks like they're just standing in a cave. And I kind of agreed. I'm like, yeah, it does seem kind of cavey, doesn't it? Um, But then someone in the Discord server in the Uno Art channel, Fish Fosh, I believe is their username. They they made a mock-up of their own version of this card type, and it looked really cool. I really liked it. And one thing that they did is they used perspective, and they added in like a long extending hallway in this space here to put the character in front of. And I really liked the idea of having like using perspective. I didn't want to do a long hallway though. I actually just wanted to create a room. Uh, so like I that's what I did. I sort of did a similar thing where I used perspective to make it look kind of like a holding cell almost, kind of like a, I don't know, like a solitary confinement type of cell. Um Anyways, so with all of that in mind, I did make a bunch of those changes, and now the card looks like this. So, just really quickly going over it again, like the text box and the name box haven't changed basically at all, but the Uno reference is right here. The original four color Uno reference, it's been condensed to right here, and then in this space, it looks a lot cleaner. It's got like a little ventilation thing right here. Instead, it just makes things look a little bit more clean, I suppose. Up here we have the tanks. Right now they have a placeholder color of orange, but um, as I was saying, like these tanks, they're going to be, red and orange for Arma, and then there'll be two other colors for other characters. So say I'm thinking about drawing Zaster today. So say I want to draw Zaster, it would be green and purple in these tanks. And it would be like boom, green in this line, purple in this line. Zombie, thank you for the $5. How's your week and a half been since the last stream, big dog? Um, I don't know if we're gonna get one stream per character. There's a chance I might be able to get two characters done today, so maybe one stream for two characters. But it all depends on how long I take, so I don't know. I'm glad you appreciate the changes. Thank you for the donation. Yeah, this is the rubber room, really. I like the orange part at the top. Hey, Orange. Hey, Wario. How are you two doing? Yeah, these are placeholder colors, but one of these colors will actually stay for Arma when I superimpose Arma's drawing that I did. That was another thing. I edited Arma's character sprite a little bit as well. I posted that update in the Discord server. If you haven't seen it, you can see it there. But just a few little changes, a little few additions and things like that. But yeah, so that's what these tanks are going to do. We got Goop. We got Goop in the character card. Um, but yeah, so then I just designed this rubber room, rubber room holding cell in the back. We got dingy lighting. We got wires dangling and like a grid type room, very similar to the background of the regular cards, except it's less detailed. And I really wanted this background to be low detail, all grays, no solid black outlines anywhere because I need the character to stand out in this space. And I did a little test. I just like layered Arma over it real quick and like without like repositioning it or anything, and she looked good. So I'm confident moving forward with this design, and that's what we're going to be doing today. So we're going to be using this going forward. There might still be some small changes here or there, but overall this second pass on the card, so to speak, I'm quite happy with. um Already though I am seeing an issue with this sprite because I got some dead space right here. Look at this. I gotta fill that. In fact, it's just so I don't forget, I'm gonna export this right now. Just so that I don't forget. Do you think today we need the wheel? I mean, I think chat will demand the wheel of me. But I won't bring it up right away. uh, Pixel perfect character names. No, no, no. No, 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 no. Pixel perfect character names are not going to be a thing. We have so many different lengths of character name, and they all need to fit in this box. Making pixel perfect character names would be way too much hassle for what it's worth. I'm not going to do it. I'm sorry. That goes for all the text. I'm really happy about the Uno Spin Adults Only video. Oh yeah, Uno Spin Adults Only. Yeah, it got added to the amalgam in the last video. Yeah, no, I seriously rushed that video out because I really wanted to be the first person to cover all of that information. So I didn't do as thorough of a job editing out mistakes and things like that. I just like get the video out, and so I really rushed it. But I mean, it still turned out all right. I'm not too worried about it or anything. It's just like, yeah, compared to my other videos, it was a little bit less quality and shorter, obviously, but I got the information out. I got that PDF out with all the stuff on it. So that's what it's all about. Have you thought about having a text blurb at the top saying what you're doing for people joining? No, I haven't. I think like a good 95% of people know what's going on. We demand the wheel. Oh God. I'm gonna give you guys a little bit of time to think of some topics for the wheel. I'm not gonna bring up the wheel right away, but yeah. There is a Rat King character that we can put in the rubber room. So right. So correct. Daily Massacres tomorrow. But so anyways, yeah, this is the character card. So now simply um we're gonna start drawing, and I want to start with Zaster. So let's get Zaster's two colors first in here. I'm not being super precise about what colors I pick for this goop or anything like that. Um, I'm just yeah, I'm picking the purple that I like and the green that I like. So here's that, and then scroll it up. Let's get a nice yellowy, a nice limey green here. Nice limey green. Yeah. Um, and now we can put this here. Sorry, orange. So, like something like this, like this would be Zaster's colors here. So like now this card is more personalized for Zaster. It like, the color scheme gives it away. I mean, the character art will give it away too, obviously. Hello, I just joined. Is there somewhere I can read what's going on? Y'all. Y'all really like, I don't know, sometimes I just say things and y'all make it into a meme or a joke and then it sticks forever. And there's nothing I can do, you know? Like, there's nothing I can do. Sometimes y'all are just crazy with your ability to just make a meme out of something. And now like I'm still hearing about, you know, blue blue 3.5 and blue 3 and blue 4. I'm actually probably going to reference that in the game somewhere. I'll probably reference blue 3.5 somewhere in there, just because I want to. I think it'd be a nice funny reference that everyone would understand. Everyone who like bought the game, they'd understand. So that's what matters. So like in this layer here, Wario, so we have it's a perspective shot of, so this is the roof up here with the lights, and then these angled parts here are the wall, and then this grid where the majority of the character art will be covering is the back wall. So it's a perspective shot, and it's not nearly as deep as the one that Fish Fosh made. Like Fish Fosh's hallway went like all the way back into all the way into the background. It was kind of crazy. I didn't go that hard with it. Yeah, so we're drawing Dr. D Zaster right now. And I did talk a little bit about Zaster in the previous stream, just because like Zaster and Arma as characters are very connected, I guess, like physically because of their location, where they live and stuff, but also um, just like the things that have happened in their stories. Like so I there's only so much I can say about Zaster. Um, I need like a bronzy brass color or something. Or no, maybe like a gold. No, I need a goldish color for the goggles here. A nice goldish color for the goggles. But so like Dr. Disaster is definitely my most fleshed out character. My most fleshed out character in this entire game, but also like just generally, because out of all the characters I've made, I'd put the most work into Zaster. If only there was a text blurb at the top saying what character he's drawing. Pain, suffering. Um, but but yeah, like the Zaster was one of the first like Dungeons and Dragons like characters I ever created. And again, it wasn't for like an actual Dungeons and Dragons game. It was all homebrew, and it was my friend Jacob who was running it. Like I wasn't the dungeon master or anything like that. Um, at least not for that one. Um, but yeah, like I came up with the character because I wanted to play like a mad scientist type of character. So originally Zaster was just like a really good blend of um like medic from TF2 and like the scientist from Plants vs Zombies Garden Warfare, and like it really it wasn't that deep. Like he wasn't that deep of a character at first. But like very quickly, all of a sudden, I don't know, like he became a more rich character. There was an entire arc, and I mentioned this in the at some point. I can't remember exactly when I mentioned it, I guess, but there was an entire arc of Zaster's where Rose Zaster, his daughter, got kidnapped by an alternate universe version of Rose. And so like there was an entire like campaign basically partially dedicated to finding Rose and stuff. And so he went through like a ton of character stuff. I don't know. Like he really developed into a more serious character after that point. He's still very wacky. Zombie, thank you for the $5. Back at my PC, and speaking of stream jokes, how beautiful would you say the stars are tonight? It's not nighttime for me. So I don't know. The stars are I'd say the stars are, you know, like decent, decent. I guess pretty. They're pretty all right. I don't know. I haven't been looking outside. I've been too busy drawing. Thanks for the donation, though. I appreciate it. But yeah, like there's so much that Zaster has done. There's so much lore to him. He has a moon base. I feel like that was something that was a pretty big part of his character because like he had a moon base and it basically acted as a hub for all Zasters, or like at least a good chunk of Zasters in the multiverse. Um, and so like different Zasters would travel across the multiverse just to like hang out basically. Like it wasn't even like they were doing anything important. They were kind of just hanging out at this moon base. And like the moon base, it didn't even start out as Zaster's moon base, like because in one of the campaigns, in one of the campaigns that we did, there was a like we had to go to the moon base, which we didn't know was there. And then in that moon base there was like an alien, and we had to fight the alien, and Zaster ended up keeping the alien eggs that just so happened to be there. And like now there's a giant alien egg that has grown into like a medium-sized pet alien in Zaster's house. Like it I don't know, like there's so many wacky misadventures with Zaster. There's so many random things like that. Things of similar wackiness. So like that's the kind of character we're getting into. Okay, I'm trying to figure out the mouth. That was one thing that like during the last stream it didn't, the mouth was kind of weird. And like it only worked out a little bit. I ended up fixing it later, but like you know the face is important. The face is important when it comes to when it comes to characters. So I'm trying to get it, you know, somewhat accurate and cool and good. This like I don't know. It's a struggle. And this is why I think, you know, watching me make music would be really difficult for y'all because you'd be listening to the same measure like every it'd be really annoying to listen to the same four beats, you know, for however long. Who's the freakiest character in Chemicards? What kind of question? Like, actually, what kind of question is that? If I had to say it, I mean, it's okay. Well, hmm. You know, it actually might be Arma. Now that I'm thinking about it, it very well could be Arma. I don't know though. I that see this is stuff that doesn't come up in the Dungeons and Dragons games. These are things that don't actually happen. This is stuff that like it doesn't occur anywhere. So one thing that I want to do with Zaster is I want to have the hair, um because like Zaster has like really crazy hair. That's like a big deal. And so like I want the hair to be the thing that sort of pokes a tiny bit over the ledge. Maybe something like this. Like a big rhino horn. D&D without freakiness? Impossible. The majority of the games that we played with Zaster in it, like I not all of them, but the majority, like I was like 16. I was actually 16 years old. Like we weren't gonna add freakiness into the bit, you know? Like we weren't gonna do that. We were too small, too pure. So like I'm sorry. Like it's just not a question, not a question that we thought of. Not everything is about the freak. Not everything needs to be freaky. Like, yeah, so I'm thinking something like this, like having the hair stick up kind of up here. Although I can't really have it like that. I maybe need to move his head. Oh, maybe I could make the hair a little bigger. Make it a little bit bigger, just like I did with Arma. Have that, and maybe have this curve out a bit more. Like, one thing that I talked about a little bit last time is the dark multiverse. Um, and that was like a big concept in the games that we played with these characters. Like, um there were times where we would go to the dark multiverse for whatever reason, and um like Zaster was a pretty big, like, I don't know, like he had a pretty big influence on like many worlds in the dark multiverse, let's say, because um there was a lot of like, because like the whole thing with the dark multiverse was, if like the edge of the multiverse was like right at the brink of the dark multiverse. So, like world 0 is like kind of like an origin point or whatever. But then the after that it kind of got a little bit wackier, I guess. Um it got to the point where it was like, oh, like things are kind of messed up, and like a universe doesn't fall into the dark multiverse for no reason. Like it needed a reason to sort of catalyst itself into the dark multiverse. Like something catastrophic really had to happen in the universe that was getting yeeted or whatever, for anything, for the multiverse, for that universe in the multiverse to descend sort of into the dark multiverse. Um so like, but that, and because of that, and because Zaster like ended up being such a prominent figure, like a reoccurring figure in the multiverse, um there were a lot of dark multiverse universes that that were like almost like directly caused by him. And it wasn't like, the main version of Zaster, it was just whatever version of Zaster was in that universe. So um and I talked about negative world -1 last time as well, but like Zaster existed on that world. Like he was in that universe, but he was different. Would you say this was a situation similar to the county line at the first SpongeBob movie? Yeah, kinda. Kinda, yeah. No, unironically. Oh, that's such a stupid comparison, but I love it. Oh my god. Yeah, it is kind of like the county line. Like, cuz you know, once you're beyond the whatever, like you won't make it, you won't make it over the county line. You won't make it that far. So that's actually a pretty apt comparison. I do I do like that comparison. Um like I said in the last stream, World Negative One was like the threshold. Like World Negative One was really messed up already. Like I said, Arma like modified herself a bunch. I don't think I talked about what happened to Zaster in that universe though. So um in that universe, Zaster uh like okay, so Vacuum Bot, right, which is another character in Chemicards, by the way. Um Vacuum Bot was in the main universe was like Zaster's like maid robot kind of thing. Like not like a actual maid, but like a robot that would just clean stuff up because he was gone all the time. And so he needed he needed someone to clean up, and like Rose, like he wasn't going to make Rose clean stuff up, so like yeah, he made a robot for it, obviously, right? And so Vacuum Bot, that's basically Vacuum Bot was like a joke character in the original universe that we were playing in, because like you know, Vacuum Bot was kind of just like the sufferer of the punchline. I don't know, Zaster would always say stuff like, all right, go clean that up. Go clean it up now. You need to go sweep that up. I just made a big chemical spill in the garage, and I need you to go clean it up, please." And so but like that was the bit, you know, like that was the entire bit, is that Vacuum Bot would clean stuff up. But then meanwhile, in negative one, in World Negative One, uh it was a completely different story because uh hey, did I lose my chat? Oh no, I think I may have lost my chat. Okay, wait, no, you guys are back. You're fine. Oh my gosh. No, I thought chat just like vanished off the face of the earth. It was like a black box I was looking at. Zaster does have a German accent. Yeah. Like I said, you know, blend of medic and a scientist from Garden Warfare 2, yada yada. Um, but he wasn't born in Germany or anything, and he doesn't know German. So that's kind of the bit there, is that he's actually just like, he has a German accent, but he doesn't know German or anything about it. Anyway, as I was saying, in World Negative One, it was a completely different story because like Jacob basically took Vacuum Bot and turned Vacuum Bot into like the primary, like almost like an antagonist of Negative One, because Vacuum Bot was like 100% sentient in Negative One, and so what Vacuum Bot ended up doing, because he was sick of the ridicule that he was getting, was he basically just removed Zaster from his own skin and wore Zaster around in like a flesh suit. Um, really, really dark. But that was just what happened in the dark, in the dark multiverse, or the in World Negative One, the border of the dark multiverse. It was really scary. It was like a scary bit. We didn't end up encountering this. We didn't end up encountering the Vacuum Bot Zaster, whatever you want to call it. But we did know that it existed because of other characters that we encountered, um, who had met or had encountered the Vacuum Bot thing. But yeah, like I don't even know what I would call it. I call it Zaster Negative One because like I think the real Zaster is like the real -1 Zaster is relatively normal, but he's trapped in a computer. Like he got uploaded into a computer before he died. So he's kind of just like hanging out somewhere, but like we don't know where really. Um but yeah. that's that's like a taste, I guess. A taste of the a taste of the dark multiverse, so to speak. Just realized you were using Piskel. Yeah, I am. What if Dr. Zaster not only doesn't speak German and isn't from Germany, but he also doesn't believe Germany exists? No, he definitely knows of Germany because people keep asking him uh, people keep asking him about Germany. You know, like what was living in Germany like, or like were you born in Germany, or you know, like you're really good at speaking German. You know, like wow, like you're really fluent in these. I mean, not you're not speaking German, but like wow, you sure have that crazy accent. Like where did you like? Surely you are from Germany, right? No. Nope, not even from Germany. Germany definitely exists in the universe that Zaster is from because um the universe that Zaster is from is very similar to Earth, like the Earth that we all live in. Um you know, cuz we needed a like a grounding location, I guess. If -1 is the brink, I don't want to know what the dark multiverse was like. Ooh, I could tell you a little bit. Zombie, thank you for the $5. Vacuum Bot gets tired of Zaster making messes and tells him to clean his stab wound instead before going on to be the BBEG for 8 whole player levels. Like I said, we didn't encounter the Vacuum Bot -1, but it could have been a moment. Arma -1 Arma was kind of the main boss, like the main boss that we actually did fighting with during that arc of the campaign because we didn't like we ended up finding um what we were looking for there, and like it didn't like it wasn't a fight in the end. It was more so just a like a let's we need to talk this out and we need to understand each other sort of thing. um but yeah. So but yeah, as far as like the dark multiverse goes, it's pretty rough. it's it's a pretty rough time. I kind of need to get more expression in these goggles here. So I'm thinking I'm gonna add some big eyebrows. Eyebrows. Some like no, I need like more angrier eyebrows. More angrier. No, I can talk about the dark multiverse a little bit because the dark multiverse is fun. We haven't done a lot with it in the campaigns just because there hasn't really been a good reason to go there. I don't know. Like there isn't a whole lot there. Like there's a few things of relative importance, but I don't know. There are many situations where it's like, yeah, we're not gonna go to the dark multiverse though, are we? You know, like we wouldn't go there. We wouldn't actually go to the dark multiverse now, would we? Maybe something like this, like super big, expressive. eyebrows because they're not going to get that. Like we don't have a lot of space to work with here, I guess is the main thing. We don't have a lot of space, and I need to have some expressive big eyebrows, even if it's cartoony and they pop over the thing. I don't really care. I need some eyebrows for expression's sake. Yeah. Yeah, that looks all right. Can't believe Luke Mascot Chemicards is exposing Chad to the horrors of the dark multiverse. So okay, so here's the fun thing about Zaster and the Dark Multiverse at the same time. So different Doctor Disasters across the multiverse, a lot of them have slightly different names depending on their profession. um so like like there's a lot of Zasters. They have like they have specific things that they're really good at. Um and that's fun. It's fun because like it gives us memorable Zasters to like look forward to seeing again, I guess. Um but so yeah, like some Zasters will have like different names just depending on their profession. But where this really went crazy, where this concept really took off was in the Dark Multiverse because the Zasters like in the regular not Dark Multiverse, they gave nicknames um to specific Zasters from the Dark Multiverse. And so there was one Zaster who was basically a serial killer, and he would go around and like all of his inventions were just like the perfect like thing to murder people. And so like so like oh god. So I think the primary weapon that Zaster used was a an axe boomerang type of device where like um his arm was not an arm. It was actually just an axe. But at any point, he could like whip his arm around and the axe would fly out. And it had like a little device on it. It turned into like a little drone. It was like a little axe drone that was constantly spinning around. It was like a flying battle bot or something. It was like a I don't know, like one of those battle bots that spin really fast and like but that's what it was. And it flew around and it had an axe on it and it would decapitate people. Like that was its thing. It would decapitate people and then it would come back. And like that was its purpose. That's why Zaster made that. Anyways, so this Zaster was crazy and kind of like well known in the greater multiverse. So a bunch of Zasters started calling him Dr. Decapitate. And that name stuck. He really really liked it. He liked Dr. Decapitate, so he kind of just kept it. So like, it's a joke. It's a joke name obviously, but it wasn't a joke to that Zaster in particular, I guess. That Zaster was having a good time with it. Dr. Demolish. There probably is one out there. Another notable one. This one is also from the Dark Multiverse. It was Dr. Deranged was one, and his design was actually based off of an old Spirit Halloween costume that I found. That was a long time ago that I found that Spirit Halloween costume. There was a Spirit Halloween costume, and it was literally called Doctor Deranged. And like I'm like, oh my god, that's the same name scheme as that I use with my funny, silly character. Like I'm gonna use that, and so yeah, that's kind of how that one happened anyway. Yeah, a bit of fun. Dr. Deranged. His whole deal was like he had half of his face melted off by like a chemical thing, and he didn't regenerate it. So like he didn't like fix it himself or whatever. So what he did was he just like left it sort of chilling out as like a gross wound. And like somehow it still functions, which is crazy. Like Freddy, please be functional, but like oh my god, wait, it actually functions. That doesn't feel right. I don't know. There are so many Zasters out there. One there was one Zaster. Um, there was a Zaster who it we called him Time Travel Zaster, even though he didn't invent time travel. What am I doing? Oh my god. We called him Time Travel Zaster, even though he didn't invent time travel, and like basically he had a DeLorean, like straight up. The straight up he had a DeLorean. I don't know about this. I don't know what I'm doing here. This one doesn't this doesn't feel right to me. He had a DeLorean and it was a stolen DeLorean. Like he went to a universe where Back to the Future was real and he took a DeLorean time machine from Doc Brown and and he uses it to time travel. uh, that was a deal. That was a whole deal. We encountered that Zaster a few times actually, just because time travel became relevant in a few of our plots. Because another character played by my friend Evan, who some of you may know as the guy who made Dust Tale, the Dust Tale game. Um, he had a character called Verth, and Verth was from a planet where time traveling was basically like a thing, and he was like a time cop. And so we had a time cop in our party, and we were able to do a couple of shenanigans with time travel because of it, but not nothing crazy, nothing too crazy, um but yeah, it turned out to be like a game saving thing because I think we all would have died without time travel. What are all of these? Dr. Disciple from hit game Massacres. Dr. D does bad stuff. Dr. D Murr, King of the Underground. Dr. Decent. Dr. Devour. Oh my god, y'all. See, I need y'all in like a writing room sometime. Like we'll make the next part of the campaign. Oh my god. We haven't played that campaign in like a really long time. But that's just because we're all busy people and like we have other stuff that we're doing. Daily Massacres tomorrow. Thank you for the $2.22. There's no way, Dr. D Nate. I want everyone to appreciate Daily Massacres tomorrow's profile picture right now, because like this is what I mean when I say that like people just take stuff and that take things that I do or say and then turn it into like a long-standing meme. Because look at it. It's the chair that showed up for like 5 frames of the first Massacres gameplay video. Like, really? Really, dude? Is the campaign still going on? I mean, technically, yeah. I don't think it'll ever end unless, my buddy Jacob uh specifically retires it. But I don't think he will. It's our longest running game. Like I said, we've been doing that since 2016. It's kind of crazy how long we've been playing that game for. Um I don't think it's going anywhere. But we just haven't played it in a while. And there's nothing wrong with that. That doesn't mean it's the end. but I just haven't played it in a decent amount of time. This is the part where I tell you that Zaster has a really big prosthetic arm. This is the part where I tell you that. I'm just drawing a circle right now. Except now I diverge from the circle because it needs to go like this. Something like this. Chair is one of the only images we have relating to 22. Yeah, you have a point. you, you got me there. I don't know. One day you'll like understand. One day you'll see roll 22. Um and it'll be like, wow, my life has changed forever. Did he lose it from diabetes? No, he lost it in a fight. A lot of Zasters have a prosthetic arm. I like multiversal consistency is what I'm calling it, I guess. But like whenever I make a character for like that I know is going to be in a multiverse, which is quite common. Let's be honest. I like multiversal consistency where like there's something that is like a key identifier. Like, hey, this always seems to happen. It's like it's a canon event, you know. It's just like a canon event from Into the Spider-Verse. But a lot of Zasters, not all of them, but a lot of Zasters lose their arm, their right arm specifically. And they usually lose it in like a fight of some variety. Um, like Arma, and this is what makes Arma and Zaster very different from each other. Actually, I want to try and use this color. Let's see what happens. This is what makes Arma and Zaster very different in a way, is because Arma just hated her original flesh body. So she modified the heck out of it because she wanted to be better. She wanted to be less human, more perfect, as she would call it. But like Zaster, on the other hand, like he didn't replace any part of himself because he wanted to. He only did it out of necessity, sort of thing. Yeah, that was another thing with multiversal consistency. Like, Doctor Decapitate was missing an arm, but he replaced it. He replaced it with an axe. Have you played any of the Borderlands games at all? No, I have not. I have not played any of the Borderlands games. I actually don't know anything about them. In fact, I think the only thing I know is that the movie was bad. Is that correct? Aren't the point of most multiverses that people often are completely different people? Um, not. I mean, you definitely can have that. But like multiverses, the multiverse that we've built up, and by we I mean like me, Jacob, and a few other people who participated in those games. Like the lore that sort of built up over time was that um there there's like infinite universes or whatever. Um Oh, actually, I want to grab this. Oh, I can grab this color. Yeah, I can grab this color. There's infinite universes. But a lot of them are kind of just like very minute differences, like where it doesn't really matter. Like it's kind of like that every decision you make makes another universe type of thing, except not quite that extreme. Um, so like there's a lot of universes that are like very 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 similar to each other, and like very minute differences are actually applied. um but the further out you get from the universe that you originated from, the more things start to get wacky. And I don't know what to call this like theory, but I have this thing where I bring it up sometimes when we're playing the game, because like I like the idea of there's a point where everything eventually becomes everything else. And what I mean by that is, like, say there's a rock or something, and this rock's universe identification number is 3, right? If you go to the next universe over, there's another rock with a universe identification number of 3, and it's almost exactly the same. It's almost exactly the same rock, but there's just like a tiny difference, right? But if you keep going, like if you keep going along that path, like keep doing that over and over and over and over again, eventually you'll end up with something that doesn't look like a rock. Eventually you'll have something that looks like glass or something. Like maybe you'll have like a glass something or other. I don't know. Like but it would still have that multiversal number of 3. And eventually, like, with minute changes and different universe laws and things like that, like you could loop all the way around to the rock turning into something completely different while still maintaining that universe number. So say there's a rock with a universal number of 3, and eventually, like millions of universes over from that, it becomes not a rock, and it's actually just a person straight up, but it still has that same multiverse number or universe number, whatever you want to call it. It still has the same number for identification, and like there it is. It's the universe multiverse number 3 or whatever, and like but it's not a rock anymore. It's a person. And so that's why I'm saying, like, if you get far enough out, anything can become anything else. And that's sort of the idea that we were running with a lot of the time when it came to multiverse stuff. Like a lot of our adventures, we stayed really close to like the middle, so to speak, like the middle of from where all of our characters sort of originated from. Um, but like, we could have gone further out. We fully had the power to go further out into the multiverse and see some really wacky stuff, and maybe like encounter a world where we actually just couldn't breathe or something because there's like no oxygen anywhere. Massicards fan making every character Chemicard stream about Massicards, as you should. If a person said something funny enough about the characters, would you make it canon? For some of the characters, maybe some of the less fleshed out ones, I guess, like the ones that I created specifically for Chemicards, because like there isn't a lot of lore with the characters that I made specifically for Chemicards. Like it isn't that deep, so to speak. Um, like characters like Rat King. Like I made Rat King for Chemicards. Like Rat King's lore isn't that deep, and so like it's pretty malleable right now. Huh, get it? Malleable, huh? It's pretty malleable. It's subject to change and stuff. But if it's a character like Zaster, I'm probably going to be a lot more picky about what I say is canon because he's one of my oldest characters. He's had a lot of stuff that he's done, and yeah, it'd be pretty odd to just throw in a random like thing without a reason, you know. Oh, are we talking about draw piles and Chemicards now? Yeah, there's a lot going on in the center of the table. I'm not gonna like lie and pretend like I've kept track of it all in my brain space all this time because I haven't. So like basically there's a lot going on in the center of the table though. There's a lot happening. This is too much for me to think about right now. I'm not gonna try and like list it all off. One, two, three. One, two, three. Okay, so that goes up there like that. So I need a robot arm thing going on right there. Will any of the characters have a dapper looking 3-piece suit? No, I don't think so. I don't know about a three-piece suit specifically. Um, well, I don't know, maybe. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe. If you're looking for characters in dapper three-piece suits, I feel like the spot that you should be looking is probably not here, but actually in Massacres because um, the suits are going to be a relatively common design thing in that game. In the eventual visual novel when that comes out, like Massacres has the suits. It does. It does. Like Killer wears a two-piece suit a lot of the time, so there's that. You got that to look forward to. Um, let's get this purple. Let's make it a little bit like this, maybe. The maybe a little bit like this. Yeah, maybe a tiny bit more saturated. Yeah, something like that. Can the spin adults only challenge fit on 2 physical cards instead of 3? Problem here, there are only 3 categories, but 2 cards have 4 sides. I mean, yeah, I think that's the problem. Like the 16, because like the original Uno Dare had 16 dares per dare or whatever you want to say. So like, um, and like they barely fit on one side of the card. I could maybe do 2 and then just do something else on the back side of one of them just to fill the dead space or something like that. Whatever. Something I'll figure out at a later date because I'm not going to get to that card format for a little bit unless I reuse the Dare list one from that I made earlier. I could do that, I guess, but I don't know. I don't know. I'll have to think on that one. I'll do a little bit of thinking and I'll get back to you. And by get back to you, I mean you'll just have to see it later when I eventually make it. You know how it is. You know. Is Zaster from Transylvania? No, he's from the US. Born and raised in the US. Actually, I'm not joking. You could still do 8 double-sided cards. Oh boy. I would suggest you just roll a die for each dare category out of A, B, C. Arg. Arg, I don't know. There was there was someone in my YouTube comments recently who's they suggested like a bunch of ideas for making it so that you didn't have to roll the D20 multiple times potentially. Um and like, some of these solutions are like rolling 2 dice for the sake of just having a consistent number or whatever it is. I don't know. Like there's a way that they worded it where like it would have functioned, but like at that point you're rolling 2 dice anyway. I don't know. Um, that's one of those things where like I haven't added that one to the doc yet. I can still make some like general changes to that one. I gotta figure that one out a little bit. 8 double-sided challenge cards that flip with Uno flip. That's just more mechanics. That's just actually more mechanics you're talking about. I feel so bad. I feel so bad when I have to shoot down ideas that people have because like people come up with such good ideas in the YouTube comments for Chemicards and for like things like that, just like anything related to like Chemicards, and like I feel so bad when I have to like send a comment that's like this doesn't work. Also, like there's comments that like they'll bring up, oh, like I had a really cool idea for a card and you should add it, blah blah blah. And it feels so bad to say like, I can't, I'm not going to add the fan made cards, at least not yet. Have you have you not considered adding more mechanics to your game made entirely of mechanics? If there's anything that Chemicards needs, it's more mechanics. It's more mechanics, man. We definitely, I think we should get some more mechanics in there. Who's with me? More mechanics? I still don't understand why both hazard name and symbol doesn't work. Yeah, I have to listen. if both if both was an option, I wouldn't have made a poll. That's the thing I've been like copy pasting into a few replies, because there's a lot of people that wanted to find a compromise and like do both. And I don't blame people for that. But like when I make a poll that's like choose between these two options, I'm not really looking for alternatives necessarily, but I'm happy that people are in that headspace, because that same mentality, um that was what it made me realize, like, oh, um people aren't actually that concerned about the monitor color thing, and like how that would function, like, or how that could potentially be confusing, so to speak. So like, there's the like that kind of suggestion. It's like, okay, clearly I thought that, oh, this might be a problem, so I'm going to counter it right now, so to speak. But people made me realize, like, oh, it actually isn't that much of a problem. Like, you probably don't have to worry about it. Like that. So that's why I like that kind of suggestion. But then, like, when it's choosing between two things, and like that's it, that's all there is, and like people keep saying both. The reason that the abbreviations were created in the first place is for saving card space. Like that's it. Like all they were there to do was save card space. And so like when people, oh, you know what I could do? I could do some funny things like this. I don't know. When people say like let's do both, like that kind of defeats the purpose of both options. Like the if I wanted to take up that much space on the card, I would probably just write out electric or whatever, like, or whatever it may be. Like I'll just write out the word electric, instead of having it where like it's indirectly stated in two different ways. Like both options work. That's another thing. Like both options, both the symbol and the name, the like the abbreviation, in isolation they both work. Like, and they're like, if I didn't make a poll, like it would still be understandable. But this was like just based off of like what do people prefer? Like what, like when we're trying to abbreviate this thing, what do people prefer? Do they prefer the symbol, or do they prefer the the abbreviated word? It was just a choice between the two. And if I were to do both, it doesn't matter how much space it actually takes up, because any amount of space more than what the space a single symbol takes up, or the abbreviated text, because they take up about the same space, like pretty much almost exactly the same amount. That's too much. So like I the way I see it, it's one of them because that's the least amount of space taken up on the card, regardless of which one is chosen. It's that or it's um or like that's it. This is your choice between the two. That's all I wanted. No, but really, I do appreciate people trying to find the best in both worlds because there is a lot of stuff that I don't see, and that's why I make polls sometimes is because there are some things that I don't see it until someone says it in a comment and it's like, oh yeah, that's it, that's a good idea, like there we go. Now we're cooking, type of thing. But with this one, it really was just like an either or. It was just a choice. I'm in favor of symbol. Yeah. And a lot of people were. That was another thing. Like it seemed really definitive that like people wanted the symbol. So I think the symbol is going to happen simply. Symbol will allow us to more easily unrebrand hazards. Yes, that's another benefit that I didn't bring up in the post, but yeah, that's another benefit of like um yeah, you could just refer to that symbol as yellow with your group. You could just look at the symbol, be like, "Oh, that's the symbol for yellow." And that's it. Boom, like you did it. That's another unseen benefit of doing that. Let's see how we got the torn sleeve because Zaster doesn't make his clothes to adhere to whatever his machinery wants. Anyway, yeah. So I'm sorry if I you got a response from me on that poll that was like a copy pasted whatever. I was just like people were saying that stuff a lot and I just needed to have a consistent explanation for why certain things were not happening the way they were happening. If there's one thing that you'll never get out of me, it's an AI generated response that YouTube seems to really want to push for some reason. I will never use the AI generated responses. They are so bad. They're actually terrible on YouTube. I don't know if y'all have seen it, like seen how weird they are, but like the AI does not know what you are talking about in YouTube comments. Like actually. Like when YouTube ever prompts me to be like, "Oh, do you want to respond using this new cool thing, this new AI? Do you want to do you want to like just use AI real quick?" And then I look at like what the AI would have me say, and it's just like, what are you talking about, AI? Like this has nothing to do with the subject matter at all. Anyways, I'm not really worried about the auto response AI on YouTube as much as some other people, just because like it's so stupid to use. Like you wouldn't use it. You just if you want to actually respond to someone, you're not gonna use it. It isn't gonna work. Like it's gonna be dumb and weird. People will not know what you're trying to say. Also, like the AI really struggles with emojis. I noticed that too. It doesn't know what an emoji is. Like I thought it was funny almost like how it didn't know. It's like what is this? What what's that? What is this weird emoji thing? What is this weird character you keep using in your speech? It looks so weird. I don't know what to do about that. That's what the AI is like. uh anyway, Yeah, when I say I respond to every comment, I mean it. I mean I actually respond to every comment. What are Zaster's opinions on AI takeover? He doesn't really have one because it hasn't happened yet, at least in the universe that he's from. So I don't think he knows. I don't think he's a knower. What is Zaster's go-to order at McDonald's? Um, that's a good question. Probably nuggets. I think Zaster would be a nuggets guy. Like I don't know. I like Zaster, he doesn't leave his house too much. I mean, like he does leave his house to go like on adventures and stuff and do things that he's called for because he's really powerful. He's kind of a very powerful character. Which, take that as you will, but like he doesn't leave his house to like go get fast food. I think he'd rather just like make the food or like create the food from scratch type of thing, you know? He's not as much of a guy to go out for fast food. Unless like Rose wants fast food or something like that. Something like that. Write that down, write that down. I'm a huge fan of the write that down. Did the Chemicards wiki get started? Is that something that was happening or like is that going somewhere? I thought I saw something. I'm pretty sure I did. That was like in the Discord or whatever. Like, oh yeah, let's just make a Chemicards wiki or whatever. Got to put it on the wiki now. You know the rules. You have to put it on the wiki. Zaster likes chicken nuggets and cheesecake. I wonder if this will be relevant either. Lukewarm. What? Luke, man, what if the green Z on the shoulder was purple? No, there's going to be more green. I promise. The purple is mostly the coat, and then the green is going to be in other places. Which Chemicard's character is most dedicated to the What do you mean? What do you mean most dedicated to the Muppets? It's absolutely indestructible, baby. There's like no question. It's like 100% indestructible, baby. Like really? Oh god. Well, welcome to the Chemicards art stream where we discuss who knows what. Can't wait for someone to bring up the battery. It's only a matter of time. Someone quickly bring up the battery. We're like not at our battery quota yet. We need more battery references. If we don't get enough battery references by the end of 2025, like I don't know, we something bad is gonna happen. Something terrible. Something dark and ominous. Oh God. Gives +1 molt per unique card in your deck. Ugh. Put it in the custom cards channel. Put it straight into the custom cards channel. It's gonna happen. You should add the battery to his mechanical arm. Someone asked in the comments of the previous art stream if Arma was battery powered. And like I'd be lying if I said I didn't genuinely I genuinely did not understand the joke there for like a solid like 10 seconds. I'm like, oh, is Arma battery powered? What are you talking about? I should have known. I really should have known that it was a that it was a battery joke. I don't know what I was thinking, honestly. I have big shot stuck in my head. Why do I have big shot stuck in my head? What? Balatro reference by Luke himself? I've never even played it. I don't even know. I've played poker one time in my entire life. That's true, actually. I've only played poker one time, and I was pretty bad. I was pretty bad at it because I didn't know what I was doing, and I had like the sheet in front of me of all the different hands that you can have. so I wasn't really doing that well. I kept glancing down at the sheet like, oh, what's maybe this is good, I think. It's just I was not the best. I was not the best at it. Zaster, more like Gaster. Listen to Big Shot with lyrics, but something's wrong. Something's wrong. I always think of the the announcer guy from Binding of Isaac, the dad. You know, something's wrong. Luke, you gotta play Balatro. Trust me, your life will change for the better because of Balatro. Luke, Balatro, Balatro, Balatro. See, I'm pretty sure it is a game that I would like as well. I'm a huge fan of the genre of like let's make a card game into a video game. Like I'm a huge fan of that. I really like it, and I really like that it's just like it's like poker but with more stuff. Like like that just seems like something that I would really enjoy. I haven't got into it. I mean, mostly I just haven't been gaming that much in general. I've been trying to hyper focus, and also my job has been pretty busy with a bunch of crap. So there's a few things that are keeping me occupied other than that are keeping me away from Balatro, so to speak. Zombie, thank you for the $5 again. Arma 3, like blue 3.5, like 3.5, the number like numbers 22 is a number, Armageddon is roll 22. Uh I don't know. I think roll 22 might be becoming one of those things where like it'll never live up to the hype, you know? Like people are so hyped for roll 22 that when it eventually comes out, like people are just going to be like, "Huh?" Like it's not some like it's not exactly what I expected it to be. It's not like I don't know. That's what I'm imagining. It's like it's Half-Life 3 syndrome or whatever you want to call it. Like no matter how good Half-Life 3 is I don't that's if it comes out. No matter how good Half-Life 3, a hypothetical one, would ever be, it's not going to be good enough. That's kind of what I'm feeling right now. I don't know. It's just kind of what I'm feeling. You should listen to Big Shot. I'm not gonna pull up any music on stream just because I don't want to get smited. I know I could listen to like some specific video game soundtracks or something like that, but I'm not gonna. I'm not going to mess with materia music. That's one thing. I don't plan on doing. I know Mr. Fox really just is against whatever their that practice is or whatever. But you know, uh, the people got to make money somehow. Can't believe Roll22 will be a dark innocent with no abilities. Rest assured that's not the case because I would never make a role that has a useless attribute about it, I guess, or like not necessarily not having any abilities, but um like in order to be a dark innocent, you need to have an ability that makes you dark innocent. So that's not going to happen. It's not going to be like that. Okay, now I need to draw a real hand. Draw a real hand in pixel art. Uh, you know, like a hand. I suppose I could just get like, I don't know, like the general shape or something. Hands are hard. I want everyone to know that like hands are a difficult thing to draw always. I went to like I went and I had art classes. I took art classes for 2.5 years. Um and hands never get any easier, I'm afraid. These were college level art classes. And I'm sorry to tell you that if you're trying to get into art and you're struggling with hands, they never get any easier. Not to like not to like crush anyone's dreams or anything, but you're just gonna have to learn. You're just gonna have to like learn and practice and do things that artists do or whatever, where they learn and they practice stuff like that. Why are hands so hard? Because it's like humans, but like they got like a squid attached to them, you know? They got like a little squid. They got a squid on their at the end of their arm. It's kind of messed up if you think about it. Kind of just really gross. kind of just nasty. Squids are not gross. They're actually pretty cute a lot of the time. Just never tell us. Keep faking us out. Okay, so in my art class, I had a drawing 101 class in my college time, back in when I was in college, right? And one of the first things we did, I kid you not, was we had to draw our hand as photorealistically as possible. Like that was actually like one of our first assignments. And the reason for that was because the idea of the hand, it introduced a bunch of key concepts like really early, like shading and like outlining in detail and like shaping and perspective and like everything. It seriously had everything going on about it, but it was kind of a nightmare to start with. To start with an assignment like that. I don't know. It felt rough. It felt rough, but overall, I would say it was a good it was a good experience, I guess. But yeah, uh, art doing art for school is no joke. I had a lot of stuff that I had to do in that class. I'm trying to think of what other projects we had. Man, we'll see about this hand. Like we had one where we had to take a crinkled up piece of paper. I remember this. We had to take a crinkled up piece of paper, and once we crinkled it up, only after that, it's like, all right, now draw that as realistically as possible. And we were all like, oh, now Now we gotta draw that as realistically as possible. Are you kidding? Gah. This is like an ah moment. I'm pretty sure I still have that drawing somewhere. I would need to find it. I need to find that one. But yeah, that was another project we had to do. Um, uh, oh yeah, you definitely have to draw naked people in art. If you take a drawing class in college, you're almost certainly gonna have to draw naked people. And like, don't think of it as a good thing. Don't think of it as something to like get hyped up over. It's not it's not the most fun thing in the world. It's just not not the most fun, not the most fun thing. There was an art project where we had to like it was like we started off with a black canvas and then we had to scrape through it into like a white underlayer or something like that. So it was like blah, 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 like a black plastic, and then underneath that black plastic was a white surface. So you had to scrape through it with like a needle, and that was like a good lesson on like contrast or something like that, because you really had to work with that. Drawing humans well sounds like a nightmare. Yeah, when you're trying to draw and realistic humans, it is a nightmare. It doesn't matter how the human you're trying to draw is shaped. It's a nightmare. uh, is it a good time now to ask when the next Jackbox stream will be? I don't know. Next year. Probably not gonna happen for a really long time because I'm gonna be doing this for a while, Zombie. I need to make these characters. I gotta get going on this. This is a big deal. Scratchboard, is that what it's called? It might be called Scratchboard. Which Chemicards character is the best at Super Smash Bros? Not many characters know about Super Smash Bros, so it's probably like Rose. Like there's a lot of Chemicards characters that just aren't aware. I feel like Rose would be a good pick for that. Put a black border around the Z so it stands out a bit. Nah. Nah. No, I don't see it as like I don't see it as like a 3D detail. I see it as a 2D less important detail. So I don't think it needs to be incredibly noticeable. Okay, all right. I hope y'all have your stupid wheel suggestions ready because we're bringing in the wheel. Spin again and movies are still here somehow. That's crazy. All right, everyone, give me your best wheel topics. I need wheel topics right now. Invite your friends to play Jackbox, and then you can work on the art and then split screen so we can play Jackbox and do the art stream. No. That sounds like a nightmare to set up, by the way. That sounds like something that I would not I would not be able to set up with my current setup. Power scaling. Oh yeah. Okay, sure. Chemicards power scaling. I like that one. Fan made Uno versions. Yeah, these are good. Yeah. That's a good one. Undertale. Yeah. I can spell Undertale. Making music. All right, yeah. Yeah. Yes. Man, you're killing it. Monopoly power scaling. What do you mean? YouTube. Oh, YouTube comments versus Discord. Oh, yeah. I like that one a lot. Don Quixote. I don't even know what the spin again. We'll throw in one spin again. The wheel is for conversational topics that I need to talk about when I spin the wheel. I'd prefer good topics. um, the wheel itself. Let's not get meta with it. I don't want something that like I'll only be able to talk about for like 3 seconds. I've never seen the yaoi episode of South Park. Is that how you pronounce that word? I actually don't know. I think you should. Oh my god, the Monopoly power scaling. I don't even know what I would talk about with that. Let's do. I'll put Chemicards and Chemicards lore back in because we've been talking a lot of Chemicards lore, but like there's always more. Favorite animes. Okay. Favorite animes. Color theory. Slay the Princess. Oh, I will talk about Slay the Princess forever. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I need one more. Your dislike of the Rocky Horror Picture Show. I can't talk about that. I will get like murdered in real life. uh, Slay the Princess. We love Slay the Princess here. We do. I need one more good one. I need one more fun one. AI and books. Zombie, thank you for the $2. I'll talk books. I'm not talking more AI. We don't need any more AI. Let's do that. All right, we're gonna spin the wheel. Fan made Uno versions. Okay, huge. All right. Oops, wrong canvas. So, the fan made Uno versions. There's a lot of good ones. No surprise there, but there's actually just like a ton of really good ones. Like I know I talked about it in the video that I made on it, but Uno Infinite is actually really good. It's like it's really fun. I like the mechanics that it introduces. It has dice, and I'm a huge fan of the dice. I'm a huge fan of um like that sort of randomness element, things like that. I like the I like the aesthetic of it. That's another thing. Like it looks really professionally done, and I was really impressed with that. And like all the other wacky cards that are in there, I think they fit it so well, and I can't be understated how much effort went into making that thing actually really fun to play. It seems like I got pretty lucky with my experience though. Like I don't know for sure, I guess, if like the game has a tendency to like go on for a super long time, like more commonly, just because like I don't know, like our game ended pretty quick. Like we were able to play 5 games and like it all worked out actually. Like I don't know. We were able to play 5 games and like none of them went over. None of them went crazy long or anything like that. But like but then you look at like Veilfisk's video and it's like Veil's Veil's video actually like went for a crazy long amount of time. And I don't know why that is. I feel like I just didn't have the full experience. The full like the pain that like a fan made Uno version can bring, I guess. Opinions on 32 color Uno? I love 32 color Uno. You know, like I ranked it low or whatever, but I think it's funny. I think 32 color Uno is like one of the funnier like tabletop simulator exclusive funny moment, you know. I just think it's really good. It does what it wants to do and it does it well. Um like I it, like we were that video is like my I'm pretty sure that's my second or third most viewed video ever. That 32 color Uno video, which is crazy to me because like it doesn't seem that interesting. It really doesn't feel that interesting just watching people like go insane over this Uno thing for like a couple hours where like nothing truly eventful happens. But people love that video. People love that video a lot, and it kind of is startling, honestly. And I want to make more videos like that, like um, going over fan made Uno versions and stuff. Um, I want to do more of that. I want to play more fan made Uno versions on Tabletop Simulator. Um, but you know, Chemicards is taking real priority right now, and y'all will thank me later, I think. It's important that I get Chemicards in a place that I want it to be. Um, but no, when I played 32 color Uno, I had a really fun time. I had a really a genuine time. Honestly, it wasn't that interesting. But it like it kept so many people engaged, and people rewatch that video even though nothing really crazy happens in it, you know? Like I don't get it either. I really don't, but there's something there. There's some like I don't know, there's some like primordial thing in people's brains that that makes people like it. I think Vale drew more cards than you guys did. Oh yeah, and Uno Infinite probably. 32 color Uno is such an it's a great concept. I'm really happy that I played it. I'm really it was a funny fun time with friends, and I'm really happy that other people really enjoyed watching it because it was really fun to film that. And the sad thing is, I kind of now I wish that we had gone for like longer. Like I wish that like we hadn't flipped the table. Like I wish we would have endured a little bit more, but we didn't. Because like we just saw no end in sight. Like it actually felt like, oh no, this game is going to go on forever. We are going to be locked here forever, and it almost certainly would have. You know, it seriously it would have just kept going. But I wish I would have filmed a little bit more just to get a few more drops of juicy content out of it. Just a few more drops, me lord. Wenge is an iconic color. Absolutely. Like the color names was half of the fun. Like seeing all of the color names appear for the first time was like actually thrilling. Like, I'm sorry, blue steel? What the heck is blue steel? Or flesh? Cornflower? It was good. It was really funny. I saw someone commented on that video really recently actually, and they said something like I am currently like over an hour into the video or something like that, and only now was the first green card played or something like that. Like was the first regular green card played. I'm like, no way, really? And I looked, and sure enough, I can't remember if it was like green or yellow, but it was one of those. Like, yeah, it took like over an hour for one of the base colors to show up in the game, and I think that's a perfect encapsulation of what that game was all about. The message it was trying to convey. There is an I have a video I've been meaning to film for a very long time. Like a very long time. And it would be basically a spiritual successor to the 32 color Uno video. But I haven't got around to filming it yet because I want to get my buddy Evan, who lives in Japan. I want to get him involved, and I need to sort of build it around his Japan schedule. Um, so we'll probably record it in the relatively near future, but you probably won't see that video until like months and months from now. But just so you know, that the 32 color Uno video is in my brain, and I wish to replicate some of that magic a little bit. And I do want to play more just wacky Uno versions on Tabletop Simulator as well. Can someone make a video going over the 32 color Uno video, categorizing every time a color shows up for the first time? That would be awesome. I would love that so much. It'd be so funny to see the stats on like how often like cornflower and wenge showed up when, and then like compare that to the base colors. Like, oh, that'd be so funny actually. I would watch it. Someone make it. Someone make it. I won't take your video down, I promise. I sure don't have time to make it, I'm afraid, but you have the power. You have the capability. Yeah, so as I suspected, there we go. Boink, 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 boink. No, there's one Uno version that I get recommended a lot. Like one TTS Uno version. Oh, what was it called? It was hmm. I'm having a hard time remembering it actually. Hmm. It was like a hand drawn one. That was like the aesthetic it was going for, I guess you could say. Um, man, that's gonna bother me now that I can't remember what when that one. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? It was like really crazy. Um, it was like a really wacky one, and like it had a bunch of stuff in it. Am I gonna have to pull up Tabletop Sim workshop page right now or something just to look at it? Crack pipe Uno? Maybe that is what it was. Maybe it might have been crack pipe. I know of that one. I've seen that one too. I get recommended them occasionally, so like I have seen that one. I'm pretty sure. Um, yeah, that one doesn't. Oh well, you know what I could do? I could just do like, yeah, why not? Yeah, why not? Um, no, that I do really want to play more. I want to play more funny, silly Uno versions on Tabletop Sim. I just want to do more Tabletop Sim stuff in general. Hey, I wanted to. This is off topic, I understand, but I wanted to ask y'all something, and I wanted to know what y'all thought about it. This isn't something that would happen super close to now or whatever, but um, I was thinking about opening a PO box. And for those that don't know, a PO box is something that like it doesn't give away your home address, but it allows you to get sent packages by other people. And that's how like a lot of YouTubers get like fan mail and stuff like that, is like they open up a PO box, and people can send them kind of whatever they want as long as it's legal through the mail. um like and I thought like maybe it would be a fun idea for like a future series or something like that, if like I opened up a PO box and I let people send me prototype games so that I could talk about them and like kind of give my thoughts on them. And I don't know if that's a good idea. or not, but it just seemed like something like that might be fun. That might be fun for me. Like I wouldn't be like taking I wouldn't be like taking the games or doing anything with them or anything like that. But like I would just like maybe play them, read through them, like kind of just give my thoughts on them, something like that. But also, you know, a consequence of that would be just people could send me whatever they wanted, like fan mail type stuff, like any other YouTuber or streamer or whatever. Like people would be able to do that as well. Like, people would be able to just send me whatever because I can't really control what people would send me through the PO box. I have a prototype game to send if you want to open a PO box. See, that's what I'm saying. There have been many people, and I'm saying like probably dozens of people, not just you, but like dozens of people that have sent something along the lines of, "I have a game. Can you talk about it somehow?" Like they're trying to make a game and they're trying to make it something, and they want to, you know, they want some critique or they want some review. They just want to like just have it somewhere, have someone talk about it, have someone do something with it. And I thought maybe that would be a relatively cool niche idea because I don't see a lot of YouTubers doing that. I don't see like because you know, when I was making Mastercards, I was thinking like I should send this prototype of the game to people who might like it, to YouTubers who I watch who might like it. And like no one really does that. Like there are some people that do it, but they're really picky with like what they accept and stuff like that. Like I wouldn't be as picky. I would probably just say like, "Do you have a pretty prototype? Is it safe to send through the mail? Send it to me." If it doesn't, if it's like, you know, if it breaks YouTube contract or whatever, like I wouldn't do anything with it. I'd probably just send it back. But otherwise, I'd probably talk about it. I'd probably be like, "Oh yeah, so I got this in the mail today." EBDBDB. There's definitely a niche there. Yeah. I'm glad you guys think it might be cool. Because it might be something I do at some point. But like I said, that would be something for like the far future. Emphasis on far. All right. I'm entering a point where I'm looking at this and I'm just wondering if it needs more, you know? I'm approaching that point rapidly. Sadly, the receiver must be vigilant for tracking packages. I mean, or for tracking devices. Oh, I mean, yeah, but that would also be illegal. like, like you do realize like it would be illegal to send things through the mail that are tracking devices or whatever that are active and stuff like that, or trying to hide it deliberately. Like, you know, the thing about the PO box is it actually has to be legal through the mail. That's like the barrier there. That's the thing that allows people to you know, not be sent tracking devices and things like that. But yeah, that's just an idea I had. I have a lot of ideas for content just all the time. So like I've had my fair share of bad ideas as well. So, you know, if that doesn't sound like a good idea to you, that's totally fair. And if it sounds like a great idea to you, maybe it'll happen sometime. But I do want to complete Chemicards before I do anything else big. I totally watch it. I'm glad to hear that. I'm happy to hear that because, like I said, that might be something I do later. Later. We'll see. We'll see. What if someone sent a walkie-talkie capable of cross-world contact? I'm pretty sure you would have to be like in the military and have military-grade walkie-talkies in order to do that. If that's the case, I would just be more impressed mostly, but also I probably would throw it away. That is not the point of the box, I'm afraid. That is not the point of the PO box. It is simply not the point. It is not the point of the PO box. So I'm adding a gun or like a blaster type of thing, and because I think it would be cool. Zaster modifies his arm a lot, so I think it would just be fun to add like a sort of blaster arm. I do enjoy bad ideas. My two complaints are the hair kind of blends into the background, and maybe the Z could be a bit on a lighter shade. Let's see here. If I turn the saturation up all the, I mean not saturation, layer opacity. Yeah, the hair does kind of have similar tones to the background. But there might not be a whole lot I could do about that because like, you know, I have to use gray. Like I have to use gray for not only parts of characters but parts of the background as well. I suppose I could just contrast it up. I mean, like the background basically needs to just be all grays because that's just how it is. It's the best way to make it the most contrasting. So how about we make the hair? Let's. I need this color. How about we make the hair lighter in some parts and darker in other parts? Let's try that. Do this. Grab this. Do this. Make it darker. Now let's turn that back up. And it's definitely better. It's definitely more visible like that. Yeah, I mean, it's not like I can change Zaster's hair color. That's the thing. I can't change his hair color because his hair color is gray. And I can't really change the background either because the background also needs to be gray for previously mentioned reasons. So, something like that might just have to be the compromise we have to make. Someone thought that Uno Skibidi Toilet was official. I'm so sorry for that person. I mean, I hate to say that it's possible, but it actually is kind of possible for something like that to happen, given Mattel, given Mattel nonsense. Like it's totally possible. I hate that there's Skibidi toilet stuff in like Walmart. It's crazy to see. I don't know. It's such a weird thing to walk into when you're going to a Walmart and you're just trying to look at the board game aisle, and then at the end of the board game aisle there's a just like a giant display for Skibidi Toilet. Like really? Oh man. This is a little strange is all. A little bit strange. I went to I keep going to Walmart and Target looking for new stuff always. But yeah, I usually don't find a lot. But when I do find stuff, it's always pretty fun. And I didn't even notice when I first got notified about Uno Spin adults only existing. I had no idea that it was like not only a Walmart exclusive, but also just like man, this is kind of looking less like a gun and more like a drill or a tool or something. And I actually kind of like it. I don't know, kind of like a drill. I kind of like that actually. I kind of vibe with that a little bit. Could anything be glowing behind him? Behind specifically. Wait, could anything be glowing behind specifically him to silhouette him? Hmm. I don't know. I mean, the big tank on his back. I didn't even talk about this, but he has like this big tank on his back, and that's like his ammunition and also his chemicals. Um, just in general that he uses for fighting and healing and crafting and whatever it may be. Um, like maybe something could maybe I well that's the thing. If I put it here, if I put like a big glow here, it would really cover up a lot of the background. I can't really do transparency, true transparency anyway. I don't know. It would be a lot of effort because I kind of have to translate the background into this artwork as something just to make the glow effect kind of work. Hmm. And now I'm thinking about it. It looks like a paste container. Yeah, I know what that's called. The hand tool has changed. We have shifted universes. Yeah. Yeah, really. We're in a different universe now. Uh hmm. Let me think. I need to pull up this like that just to see what I'm working with here. Hmm. I'm thinking, chat. Be quiet. uh, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I would never mean it. I didn't mean it, guys. It's fine. Okay, here's my idea. I'm thinking kind of like a toxic aura cloud type of thing. And what I'll do is, so I'll have a new layer, and then I'll just draw the toxic aura cloud in. So hold on, let's get this color, and now we need a more faded version of that color. So we need like something like this maybe, and then what I'll do is I will do a little drawing where it's like, ooh, ooh, oh wow, wait, no, wait, it needs to be bigger. It needs to be bigger than that. Oh, the aura. Oh, the aura. The aura. Oh, the aura. The aura that the aura, and then draw this across like this, and then fill this in, and then I move this between. Oh wait, whoops. I merged it. I didn't move it. Oh, okay, yeah. He kind of just um he kind of just looks stinky. I mean, like it could work. I might have having it be radioactive green is really important. So like okay, oops. No, I don't want that. Oh, stinky. Stinky Zaster, new universe again. like like if I turn the saturation, I mean not the saturation, this all the way up right now, it looks like this, which isn't quite the effect that I want, because instead what I want is I want this. Here, I'm going to make Zaster invisible for a second. So wait. What? Huh? What? Oh. Okay, weird. Um, so I'm gonna make Zaster invisible for a second, and then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna move this here. So now I can see where everything is in the background, right? Zombie, thank you for the $2. You gave him green lines and flies aura. Oh, for radiation, having it be perfectly round. Oh, you know what? You're actually so correct about that. Hold on. Let's make it perfectly round. Let's do that. So having it be perfectly round. What? That is not what? Uh, what? Huh? Oh my god, there was a stray pixel. Oh my god, I can't believe it actually. That's crazy. Um oh, this isn't centered still. Oh, but that's because the backpack isn't centered. I did that on purpose. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Totally on purpose. So put this here like this. Do this. Cut it off right here, right? So that it doesn't clip through all this nonsense. Do this. Okay. So now like this, and now I can fill this in. Why did I think that would work? It was never gonna work. Oh my god. What? Huh? Where's the hole? Genuinely, where is the hole? Wait. What? What have I done? Next super roll icon. The Mastercard's brain rot. Oh, I had the wrong tool selected. Oh my god. Chat. Okay. So now anyway, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a slightly darker tone of this and I'm going to draw in the background details back into the drawing again, okay? And this in theory will give us something along the lines of the effect that I'm working with. See, this is what I meant when I said like I might not get to two characters today. I might only get to one character today. And this is why, because I'm doing like technical aura aura stuff like this. I'm doing all this stuff and like is sometimes sometimes you don't get two characters in one stream. So maybe there will be a character per stream. I don't know. Some characters are definitely going to be easier to draw though because like Indestructible Baby is going to be very small compared to a lot of the cast. So that will take up less time because of it. All right, so we got that drawn back in. And now we can draw like just the outline of the lights. I don't think we need to do anything else with the lights, just like the outline and maybe the wire too. Cuz like the lack of it will shine through, I think. Oops, wrong tool. Um I'm in the zone. I'm not looking at chat. I'm sorry. I need to look at chat more, but I'm in the zone. So, I'm sorry. Spin that wheel. God damn. I get in the zone for 2 minutes. We gotta spin the wheel. Books. Talking about books. I actually this is gonna make a lot of people angry. I haven't read a book in like a really long time. Straight up, I just have not read a book in a really long time. And, some people can get mad and be like, "Oh, he's not a reader. He doesn't read books." Warg. But, you know, you just got to learn to not Learn to not get mad at me for not reading books. If you want to know my favorite, okay, chat, what do we think of this? Chat, what do we think? Wait, sorry, chat, I'm interrupting book story. What do we think of this? It gives mega contrast to the hair. It gives aura. What do we think of this? Well, oh my god, the plastic surgery meme is back. Looks good. Looks pretty cool, but I liked it before earlier. I like the aura. Much less foul. Yeah, true. It's much less foul now. Kind of just looks like a giant spotlight. I mean, yeah, but that is kind of what it is. It's kind of like it's a big radioactive light aura. I think lower opacity in general, but also drop off. Jeez, little Pud. You're asking a lot of me. You're asking quite a bit. Let's see. Can I do anything? I mean, do I want to do anything else with this? I know I can, but do I want to? We should put it to a vote. No. I'm the deciding factor when it comes to everything happening with the art. With the character art specifically. I am the deciding factor. Okay, hear me out, chat. What if take me back. Take me back to the take me back to this. So, what if there was like aura like blasting off of the circle? Like what if there was like and then there was like and like and then I feel that I know what I'm doing. So what if it was like this? Like but then there's like a bunch of those, you know? Like let me put a few in. Let me put a few in and then like oh wait, that's the wrong color, isn't it? Oh god. Wait, hold on. It's the wrong color. Psych. Yeah. The brighter variety. But yeah, let me put a few of these like big bursts in here like like I'm definitely not dodging the book stuff, by the way. It's crazy how easy this would be with non-pixel art. True. Have you considered pursuing a voice acting career? That was emotional. I think I told you this, or I said it in the Discord or something, but my Spanish teacher in high school thought that I would make a great like voice actor or like radio show host because of my voice. And I think about that a lot because like I'm doing YouTube and stuff now and it's pretty similar, honestly. It's pretty similar. She wasn't that far off. She was onto something. She was cooking. But like as far as like voice acting goes, there's one thing that I've wanted to do, and I've wanted to do like a playthrough of Undertale where I do all of the voices and stuff because I think it would be fun. I have such a fun time doing the Undertale voices. You should add more waves that radiate from the middle. Oh my gosh. You guys, this is why this is why this is why I be streaming this stuff because like otherwise I wouldn't have been able to come up with that. Holy oh, what am I doing? Like ooh, ah, nope, no, ooh, ah, ooh. It doesn't need to be perfectly symmetrical, and I'm just going to keep telling myself that. So check this out. 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 Chat. Why aren't you checking this out? I'm checking. I'm trying to be cool here and trying to check stuff out. That looks pretty cool. Have you thought about pursuing a last chance cyber sale for worst plastic surgery disasters of all time? No. Uh, no. I haven't. Anyways, my favorite book series of all time is everything connected to the Percy Jackson universe, whatever you want to call it. Like whatever everything connected to that is my jam. I like mythology. I'm a huge fan of mythology. Look at that, chat. I think that looks really good. I think the god rays are that are 1 pixel from the edge don't make sense. What god rays that are 1 pixel from the edge? Where? Where are they? They all connect to the edge of the card. I think this looks really nice. We can do 2 character arts this stream because you can make indestructible baby in like 7 pixels. I'm not doing that. Not shocked it's Percy Jackson. Do I give Percy Jackson vibes? Is that it? Like, do I really seem like someone who would like Percy Jackson? My mom was an English teacher and she taught mythology, and so like I from a very young age I was interested in mythology. And the Percy Jackson series was just like a super cool version of mythology that I really liked, like Greek and Roman and Egyptian and Norse and everything. I thought it was really, I thought it was really cool. And then uh, and then of course I added some of that mythology into like Massachards and things. Like I put the Gorgon in Massachards because yeah, I wanted the snake lady in my game. It's that simple, really. I wanted the snake lady in my game. The bottom right should have a bigger ray for balance. No, I'm a fan of the asymmetry on this one. I don't think it really needs. If anything, it needs another smaller one for imbalance. Here, wait. I'm thinking. I'm thinking right now. Can I draw underneath stuff? If so, that'd be crazy. Oh, yeah, I can. All right, yeah. Yeah, just another small one, like whatever. It doesn't matter too much, but I never see it coming. I never see it coming. Okay. Yeah. I'm thinking like that. Oh, I really like how this is looking. I really like how this is turning out. This one might not need as many drastic edits as Arma did. I had to like redo Arma's face basically. Man, you literally created a character called Deity of Death. Tell me it wasn't obvious you're a Percy Jackson fan. Oh, remember that. You're gonna laugh at it later. I think you should get back to talking about Slay the Princess. All right, fine. Well, let's spin the wheel. How about we spin the wheel? And if it lands on Slay the Princess, then I'm destined to talk about Slay the Princess right now. How about that? Oh nope, we're talking about Undertale. Yeah, I think it's really cool that a lot of people just recently found out like, "Oh, hey, Luke, you're the guy who did the art for uh Dust Tale in 2019 or whenever that was." Like I made the custom sprites for that game. I'm really happy. Uh I'm very happy that like I don't know, like that game has had such an impact on Dusttail as an AU of Undertale, which I think is fun because like I don't know, like I don't know if we thought it was gonna do that. You know, I don't know if we thought it was gonna make a huge splash in the Dusttail like fandom. I guess I don't know what to call it really, but you know what I mean. Like it was really cool to see that people really enjoyed it to the point where it was like, oh wow, like it's kind of just getting adopted into a lot of key main aspects of the entire thing, which I think is so cool. I think it's so cool that it was able to do that. And I've said it before, I say it again, I'll say it again right now, but like Undertale is my favorite video game of all time, and Deltarune may beat it later. It's looking that way anyway. It's looking like it might actually get to that point. Just given the information we have right now, given the game, the 4 chapter game that we have. Huge fan of Deltarune. Huge fan of Undertale and everything like that. I've This is one thing I've thought of doing. I've thought of making like a theory channel. I there are some like things about some games that I would want to make theories on. I kind of want to dive into the theory scene a little bit, but I'm scared, and also it's not really my specialty, you know? Not quite my specialty. Like I have a theory about Undertale specifically that I feel pretty confident about, but like I don't want to like make that video really. I mean, because my whole deal is funny card game man, but I don't know. It's something I've thought about. It's something I've thought about for a while. I got to voice Gerson for a whole chapter. I think Deltarune is better. Oh my gosh. What the heck? The secret identity of Roll22. If you do a theory channel, half of them would be serious and the other half would be silly theories. I mean, I have a couple of serious theories and I have a couple of not serious theories. There was one, I have a theory for all 0 of you who have watched Hot Wheels Acceleracers back when it aired on Cartoon Network in 2005. I have a theory about that. I have a theory about that TV show. That would be a pretty silly one. Dr. D. Gaster is the Roaring Knight Trust. No. Oh no. I'm really liking how this is looking right now. I'm really liking it. I like the aura. I'm a huge fan of all of the gold, purple, green color scheme. I think I like the face. I feel like the face is actually in a pretty good place right now. I don't know. Maybe it could use a couple of. Oh, I'm on the wrong layer. Maybe it could use a couple of tweaks here. And did I? Hello? I clicked on that. Don't tell me I didn't click on that. Oh, that might be better. That might be better. Like I feel like we're actually in a pretty good place for this character for Zaster. I feel like there aren't a lot of Massacard's theorists at the moment. Like I'm a huge fan of the people who make theories on Massacards and stuff, but admittedly, you don't have a whole lot to work with right now, and that's understandable. And I want to make the visual novel so bad, or at least like the first few chapters, like maybe chapters like 1 through 10 or something. Chapters like 1 through 10 of Mastercards and then just like let it sit for a little bit as I make the next 10 and see what you all come up with, because I'm a huge fan of when y'all talk lore stuff in the lore channels and things like that. And I don't know, I I just think that you would have a lot to say with the theories that like of the stuff that I make, of the visual novel and things like that. And so what if the backpack looks like it's exploding? I think that's in character, actually. I think that's actually very in character. The visual novel was the friends we made along the way. You can release the chapters weekly? What do you think I'm doing? What? It would take a month for one chapter, probably, at least. I have plans. I have plans for the Mastercards visual novel, and I really want to make it. I will be making it, but it's just a matter of when. And yeah. I I'm just talking while I'm looking over this. So sorry if I'm like not doing artwork at the moment and your screen is boring, but I'm just talking while I'm staring at the art because like I said earlier in the stream, this is what I do. Um for those Mastercards fans out there, yeah, Ghost Girl is definitely going to be the Spectre now. That I don't really have a choice in the matter. She just really wanted to be the Spectre. And she really wanted to be the Spectre specifically too, because the Spectre was red, and the Spectre had, the chains as an aesthetic, and she loves chains, so she's all about the chains. She's like, I want to be evil and have chains and stuff like that. So anyway, Ghost Girl is gonna play the part of the Spectre. It's not gonna be her, but it's gonna be her acting. She's gonna be acting. She's gonna be like playing the part. Um, so there's that. You have that to look forward to. That definitely has changed a couple of dynamics and a couple of minor plot things in the story, but ultimately not too much, I would say. But yeah, the confirmed character design, relatively first official Mastercard's character design, I guess. She'll be wearing like a different thing. She won't be wearing her jacket. She'll have a dress. She'll have a dress on, but the hat will probably stay. Um, yeah. So if you want to know what a Mastercard's character will look like, you can look at Ghost Girl for a little bit. Will there be dating? Yeah. I don't know if you'll be dating anyone as the player character, but there will be dating. Absolutely. I'm staring at it, chat. I'm staring at it. I'm staring at it right now. I'm straight up staring at it, and by it, let's just say my own artwork. If you make the bioweapon a hot woman, then you need to make the mummy a hot man. Here's the thing, okay? Huge fan of Monster Girls, right? I'm a big fan of Monster Girls. So you can expect Monster Girls to be in Mastercard's visual novel because I think they'd be fun characters. I think they'd be fun to draw, and I think Monster Girls are awesome. So you can expect a few of those. I can think of two off the top of my head, like immediately. Well, three if you count Ghost Girl when she becomes a ghost. Like like when Ghost Girl becomes a ghost, that's a Monster Girl now. But like um Shapeshifter is a woman, so that's another one. Gorgon is a woman also because Gorgons are female. That's just mythology for you. The snake ladies are always snake ladies. It's fun. I'm a huge fan of the snake ladies, so you can expect a snake lady in Massacres, the visual novel. Yes, he's based. Yeah. We've heard enough about monster girls. Where are my monster boys? You can expect a couple of those too. I can I can think of a few off the top of my head. There's a lot of monsters in or what most people would classify as monsters in the Mastercards universe. So you can expect some monster boys in there too. First one that comes to mind is Lurker for me. Lurker I always imagine as male. So yeah, Lurker. Undead as well. Undead is male. So I would imagine. Yeah, that's a monster, right? Undead is just any type of zombie is a monster. Monster boy, right? Will we ever get a Mastercard's gender list? Slowly but surely when I release the visual novel. Please add monster non-binaries. We'll see if it fits any characters. That's the thing. Like I usually try when I'm making characters, I try to pick genders and identities that I think are are like most suited for the type of character that they are, you know? And like not that like being a monster or being a anything really is dependent on gender or identity or anything like that. But if the gender or identity has something to add to the character, then it's important that I think that through and pick a good one. But a lot of the cast is already pretty solidified with their genders, and you know there's non-binary people in there as well, and there's also things without gender like mannequin. Like mannequin is not even a a human. So you know. Man, I'm really liking how this is looking. I might have to stare at it for longer, but I don't want to just sit here and do nothing for too much longer. I don't know. I don't think I'd have time to do another character, unfortunately. So I'm kind of stalling a little bit, but like, you know, yeah. I don't think I'd have time for another character today, which is fine because that means you guys get more streams out of me, but it's not fine because I'm getting less done. But ultimately I want this game to look its best, and so it's important that I get this kind of thing right, you know? Especially with this is like my character. Like this is my main right here. I need this character to look good. I don't care who Zaster will be layered over when it comes to like the Uno Ultimate stuff. Like this is my main. I will be playing Zaster every time. Yeah. All right, let's spin the wheel. Let's spin the wheel. Actually, let's talk about wait, no. I really want to talk about Slay the Princess. But it's not gonna let me. It's not gonna let me, dude. Making music. I've talked about this a little bit already. Making music is like so much trial and error. And I would say like half of that trial and error is just getting your instruments right. Getting the instruments that you want. Um I'm gonna merge these layers together now. Now that they're all sort of mergy. I'm gonna merge them now. So now it's just one layer. But like making yeah, like you need to trial and error instruments so much when you're first making a song. Like I'll spend days just looking for instruments before I even put anything down as like a melody. Like maybe I'll put one measure down of melody, and then I'll use that to test the instruments and stuff. Um but like I won't continue forward with the song until I have my instruments right. Which is that might just be me. We all have our own processes. Everyone will have a different process when it comes to making um making music. And if you want to just get started, if you want to just like get started, the best tips I have for you are just practice. Get a program that you like, whether it's GarageBand or Beatbox or whatever it is. Just get a program that you can familiarize yourself with easily. Go in, just put notes down and see what happens, and then just keep doing that until you get a sound that you like. And eventually, if you just keep doing that, your music will get better and better. I promise you. Like that, I hate to be the guy that's like, oh, you need to practice, but like that's it. That's all I've done. Oh yeah, for those of you that didn't know, Zaster's first name is D. It's not like his middle name is starts with a D. It's like his first name is D. um and like no, that what's really cool is so there's obviously across the multiverse there's female versions of Zaster, because it's not that many universes off really, but like but so when they often call themselves DD, like DD, like female Zasters will be DD Zaster, Dr. DD Zaster. That was the thing that we've encountered a few of those in the game. D name reveal. we all knew we all knew it was Dr. Disaster. You just didn't know how it was spelled or what the actual thing was. Oh, that's another thing. Oh, hey, wait, what happened here? What happened up here? Lost a pixel there. How did that happen? um Another thing that is something that I can talk about right now while I'm staring at my art um is uh is actually real Uno Ultimate. Because I played Uno Ultimate DC recently. And I had a lot of fun. I didn't think that Uno Ultimate would be like my favorite Uno version, but it might be. It might be my favorite Uno spin-off. Just I love its mechanics. I'm a huge fan. I love the character stuff. I love the things that you have to manage with the danger deck. It's fun. It's just really fun and unique mechanically. And but anyway, I played with the I played a couple of games with the Uno Ultimate DC starter set, which is Superman, Green Lantern, Wonder Woman, and Aquaman. I almost forgot Aquaman. Holy cow. Um and like overall my impressions are that Wonder Woman seems kind of underpowered because a lot of her abilities rely on enemies being present, which is not a guaranteed. I think Superman and Aquaman are both good all around characters, but Superman has a pretty underwhelming ultimate ability. And Green Lantern is like the funniest character ever. Green Lantern is so funny. Like, read what Green Lantern. Do I don't. I'm not gonna go grab it. Like, read what Green Lantern's ability does, and like the main ability of Green Lantern, and you'll understand. Because like he just like ruins every game that he's in, not only for other players but for himself as well. And I think that's hilarious. I'm a huge fan of that kind of character, which is why I thought maybe Green Lantern's abilities would be a good fit for Zaster, but I haven't decided. I haven't decided if that's what I want to do, like the character I want to link Zaster to. I'll make a final decision a little bit later when I'm reviewing all of the abilities and stuff, because I will be making a decision, because after I made Arma's card, I linked her with Shuri because it made the most sense. Um but yeah, I don't know if like Zaster may become the Green Lantern stand-in. He may be someone else. I haven't decided. So I'll get to that point later. I'll probably send it in the Discord or something when I get the final card done. Um, yeah. During your turn, instead of playing a card from your hand, you may burn two cards and play a card from your burn pile. Yes, that's it. That's Green Lantern's ability. And if you know how Uno Ultimate works, you'll understand that like that is the funniest, most snowbally ability ever, and it like totally destroys your burn pile, but it also destroys other people's burn piles with Green Lantern's other cards. So it's really funny, and I'm a huge fan of that play style. I just don't know if it's the best fit for Zaster yet. I'll have to decide. I'll have to decide later. I'll have to decide later. Hmm. I think right now, I think this card is in a really good place, and I'm a fan of it. I really like how it looks. I mean, this is a pretty good representation of Zaster's character, just overall. I'm a huge fan. I'm a huge fan of how this looks right now. And it'll look even better with the text in there. I know like the text adds a lot to the card. And people don't realize when you have a blank card like this, like, well, it kind of looks a little boring down here, but it's not. It's not boring. I promise. There's gonna be text there later. uh, yeah. I think I may. I think I might call it here. I'm gonna export this real quick. Just so I know I have it. Um, I'm gonna give you the what tool this is. Does anyone know what tool this is? What tool is that? All right, exported it. Oh, then we save the wheel. Yeah, I think the wheel should just stay because it stayed from last time, which I think is pretty cool. Um, yeah, we got stuff here to talk about. We'll talk about Slay the Princess next time. I really love Slay the Princess, by the way. If y'all didn't know, I love Slay the Princess. uh, yeah, I think that might have to be it for today. I think that might have to be it, but you know, I'm gonna be back really soon. Probably next week, actually, if I'm lucky. I should be able to do next week at some point. But yeah, this has been fun. I love streaming for y'all. This has been really fun to do. But yeah, I think I'll call it here. So thank you all. Thank you all for being here. For the Dr. Zaster card art, and yeah, maybe I'll send a picture in the Discord when I figure out the text and stuff for him, or if I make any edits to him and stuff like that. Like I'll be sure to send something in the Discord. So if you haven't joined the Discord, you probably should. Uh, but yeah, I want everyone here to have a fantastic night. Thank you for watching, listening, talking with me. I'll see you all next week probably. Um, next week, either Friday, Saturday, or maybe Tuesday. I don't know. That'd be crazy. I could do Tuesday. Maybe I could do Tuesday. We'll see. Anyways,